Leave me alone, you thing inside of my head that's always trying to get me to do what I don't want to do, that's making me think things I don't want to be thinking, that's trying to send emotional turbulence that I don't want in my head. That was the same thing that was always yelling at me to drink, 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 drink after I went through 8 years of miserable alcoholism. That same thing that's trying to get me to eat that junk food that I know is poisonous, that I don't want to be putting in my body. That same thing that makes me lazy, that thing that makes me want to sit on the couch instead of go do my exercise program. The thing that makes me not want to stick to any routine, to get the life achieved that I want to achieve and just sit off and wander into nowhere and get anything done. That thing that sends up fear to my head, telling me that there's something to be scared of, sending anxiety. That thing that makes me sad for no particular reason. The thing that makes me lose emotional control. It's a pain in the ass. And you know what I'm talking about. I know you feel the same on some of these things. It's just like, why? Why do we sit around and put up with this brain that's out of control? And it was up until the point where I was just getting out of my 16th alcohol detoxification, where I checked myself in to stay behind bars, well, locked doors, where I can't get out, so that they can detox me off of alcohol, so I can get a clean slate, so I can get out after a week and try again to not drink. But that thing in my head would always continue to yell no matter what. Go get a drink, go get a drink. You're not safe. The only way to get out of this is with alcohol. But then I realized it was taking over in all sorts of areas of my life. You know, this head was screaming, why we as humans, the most advanced species around, according to some of us, I'm one of them, with this wonderful brain, always have these contradictory thoughts going on in our head. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm not going to listen to what my head is telling me anymore. And I started really getting into the science, and all the science was on all different levels, from neurology to behavioral economics to psychology to all sorts of therapeutic disciplines, even spiritualism and Eastern religion, all sorts of religions are telling us similar things. And that was that there's this thing inside of our head. Let's stick more away from spiritualism, but more towards the science. And we obviously have this subconscious in our head. In behavioral economics, it's called this System 1 brain, this fast brain that pretty much runs the show 90% of the time, unless we try really hard to use our conscious brain, what they call the System 2 brain. But then I realized that System 1 brain, that subconscious brain, also has a bunch of survival instincts going into it. Those are pre-programmed things that tell us what we should be doing. And once you look at that as a culmination of all your survival instincts plugged into your System 1 brain that's running the show 90% of the time, you realize, hey, it's not that this System 1 brain is only running the show 90% of the time. It's that it's got a separate agenda, a separate intelligence feeding it information, right? And that's what our survival instincts compose of. And that's great, right? Because it saves our life. But it doesn't in this world. 99% of the time, we're reacting in ways that was made for a world of 30,000 years ago. And it doesn't work here. Every time it's reacting here, it just makes us less productive, more confused, more frustrated, more jealous, more greedy, more angry, more scared, and makes us feel like shit about ourselves. And then, for me, it tells me, don't worry, you can solve all of this because I know the solution. It's alcohol. So that's when I decided this thing in my brain is not helping me at all. And I don't want to call it my brain as part of me. I'm going to look at it as a separate intelligence inside my brain that wants to help me. That's kind of my soldier, my protector. It just doesn't know how to do it in this world. And I learned how to separate from it. I learned how to see its crying, its whining as a separate entity inside my brain. Although it was coming from the inside of my brain, I started to see it like it was a puppy that I was training inside my head. And I was able to change all sorts of aspects of my life. Most importantly, alcohol. And I've been working on it, and I want to show you a way that you can start doing the same thing. And I put it together in what I call the IC solution, the instinctual core solution. But the first goal of this instinctual core is to, and let me switch over to the different interface here. Yeah, definitely not that one. This one. Okay. So it's to start to see ourselves as separate. This is a drawing. This is our instinctual core. But what I used to think, all that screaming was from my own head, so obviously it was from me. So I was receiving all this fear, all these judgments, all these demands, all this hate, sadness, cravings, and cravings to get that pleasure, to relieve it all, right? But it was all for me. So I was just caught in this cycle where I was listening to this thing in my head that I thought was me. But all of a sudden I took on this perspective switch that it is separate from me. And I was able to see, and I'm not going to be able to go over this because I know we've got low attention spans in this world, but with this, I'm able to break down every single one of those things I went down on the list. Why I eat junk food, why I don't exercise, why I ate junk food, why I didn't exercise, why I drank alcohol, why I had anxiety. And I was able to, because this is what we call the activation filter. And it's always, that survival thing is always monitoring all these layers. And it's causing us to freak out, send fear. And it has one separate goal on all these different layers, is to either destroy the threat. Ooh, what happened there? Destroy the threat, avoid the threat, or attain that necessary survival treat. Like, of course, Snickers and hamburgers and, actually, I'm not too against hamburgers. Just throw away the bun. Sodas, all the junk food, and alcohol, of course, nicotine, whatever. It thinks those are actual survival treats because those things weren't around, and now they've rewired our brains. So I can show you how to do this. I can show you how to separate from it, and we can break down how this is happening in you. If there's something that you can't control, you can learn to see why you might want to use this system other than the other systems out there. Because for me, this is the only thing that works. And I tried everything. I was so desperate, and I ended up coming to these conclusions when I was putting all these things together, because I was like, if I don't come to some conclusion, if I don't figure this out, I'm going to die. Alcohol was definitely going to kill me. I'd be gone a long time ago if I wasn't able to quit. And I just got 9 years sober. So all is good. Anyways, if this helped you at all, or you're starting to see some ideas that maybe this might be right for you, I can explain all these different reactions to you. I can help walk you through the process. It's all free. And I want you to subscribe and like, if that did help you. That was the point I was trying to make. But most of all, come to the instinctcenter.com. This channel links directly to that. And join us in an IC investigation meetup. It's free, and we are all just doing this where we are looking inside ourselves. We're investigating inside ourselves. No one's going to tell you you're wrong. You can start to tell the inside of your brain, your instinctual core, that it's wrong. And you can start to separate from it and improve along with the rest of us. We would love to have you. That's all I got. And sorry for all the missed words and whatnot, but I'm just getting used to this presence of being in front of the camera. So, love ya. Peace out. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Press this button. Yeah, goodbye for reals.